We just found out that Jane Doe was doing these sessions with Diddy up until a month before he got arrested, which isn't actually surprising considering the fact that when he was arrested and they raided the hotel room, he had all that stuff with him, likely probably still doing it. But Jane Doe talked about the fact that when they were doing these sessions, if they ever ran out of substances, Diddy would call someone, whether it be an assistant, a butler, or even security. She gave the names of Brendan, Frank, John, and a security guard named Fahim, who he calls Fa. There was also a man named Guido who would deliver X, Molly, Snow, and even Xanax. And she said she would take that one after putting Diddy to sleep, saying it was the only way I could knock out after everything. She testified that twice she carried substances across the country for Diddy. The first time, his chief of staff, KK, told her not to worry, saying it's fine, I do it all the time. At this point, if KK does not end up testifying, I really will be shocked. She said she packed the substances in her suitcase, flew from LA to Miami, and gave the pills to Diddy in a studio bathroom, and that night they took X. Weeks later, she repeated it for the second time. In terms of choosing the men, she said Diddy arranged everything, but by late 2021, she had asked if she could choose them. Not because she wanted to, she says, I hated not knowing who was going to be on my body. First time she reached out to someone was an adult film star named Sly, who she called Chef and said that she had seen him when she was watching Corn with Diddy. She said they messaged, they FaceTimed, and when they were FaceTiming, she had a screen share so that Diddy could see it on his TV, and then she flew him out from Atlanta. She booked the travel, Diddy reimbursed her, and then the night followed the usual script. She said Sly became a regular, as well as another adult performer named Anton. She said she would FaceTime and send explicit photos with these two men because Diddy liked watching. Did it all to satisfy what she describes my partner's fantasy and made it clear she never saw the men outside of her time with Diddy. She talked about a time in 2021 where she had a repulsive encounter when Diddy brought a stranger. Described the man as sweaty, smelly, and not nice. She tried faking the attraction, dancing in lingerie, and giving Diddy looks begging for it to stop. She said she wasn't feeling it. Diddy laid her down. They did the deed while the other man was hovering and sweating over her. Eventually, Diddy dismissed the man, but then he brought in another guy who she knew as Paul. She said Paul had a warm energy and admitted if I had to do it, I'd rather it be him. There was her birthday encounter in 2023 where Diddy invited her to Miami and made her believe that it was just going to be the two of them. He said he was sweet at first, they were eating sushi at Nobu, and then he told her we have entertainment. She gulped and said entertainer, and he said it's your birthday, so she just accepted it. Cried while saying she felt like a robot, saying I just turned on that version of me, the one who could just do this. They go upstairs, the man comes, and then she asked Diddy for protection, and he shot her a look like don't even effing ask. She didn't want to sour the mood, she didn't want her partner unhappy with her, but then Diddy gave the guy protection.